Hello again and welcome to your German course. Now let's continue. Lektion 44. Das Perfekt, Teil 1. This is the first part where you'll be learning the basics of how to build a sentence in the past tense. In lesson 41, we did the three tenses: die Vergangenheit, die Gegenwart, and die Zukunft. And since we are doing only the past tense, let's go through the various forms of past tense. Vergangenheit. In German, there are three forms of Vergangenheit. There is Plusquamperfekt, there is Präteritum, and there is Perfekt. Plusquamperfekt comes at a later stage, whereas Präteritum you will be doing in A2. The Präteritum for sein and haben you have learned in lesson 41. Was ist perfekt? It is the present perfect tense, and it is most commonly used in the spoken language. You might also find it in private and half-formal letters. There are three aspects of perfect. You should learn how to formulate the sentence. One has to learn how to use the various helping verbs. And thirdly, how to formulate the past participle of the verb. In this lesson, we'll just be dealing with the first part. How is the sentence structure in past tense? Let's first look at a few sentences in present tense and in the past tense. Ich esse einen Salat. Once I'm done eating, it's in the past. Then you will say, Ich habe einen Salat gegessen. Let's move on to the next example. Wir fahren nach Paris. When something like this has already happened, you would say, Wir sind letzte Woche nach Paris gefahren. Here's another example. Er spielt mit seinem Hund. Once he's done playing, this activity is in the past, so you will say, Er hat mit seinem Hund gespielt. Let's look at another example. Sie studiert Philosophie. Now this is what is currently happening. Something that has already taken place. Then you would say, Sie hat Philosophie studiert. Now let's analyze two of the sentences. Ich habe einen Salat gegessen. Wir sind letzte Woche nach Paris gefahren. When making a sentence in perfect, you have to make sure that there is a Hilfsverb in the second position. Hilfsverb can either be haben or sein. And these are the verbs which are conjugated. Why do some sentences have haben as Hilfsverb and why the others have sein als Hilfsverb? This we'll be doing in the next chapter. In present tense, the verbs are generally in the second position. But in perfect, these verbs move towards the end of the sentence. And it also takes a different form. We use the Partizip 2 form of this verb. Partizip 2 is the past participle form of the verb. In these two sentences, gegessen is the Partizip 2 for essen, and gefahren is the Partizip 2 for fahren. In a later chapter, we learn how to form the Partizip 2 for various verbs. Always learn the Partizip 2 of a verb along with its helping verb. For example, essen hat gegessen. Fahren ist gefahren. Now let's look at two different types of questions in perfect. W-Frage. Was hast du gestern gemacht? In this question, the position of the helping verb and the Partizip zwei is the same as the normal sentence. That means the Hilfsverb ist in Position 2 and Partizip 2 ist am Ende. Let's see what happens when we have a Ja-Nein-Frage. Hast du gestern etwas gegessen? In this case, the helping verb or the Hilfsverb will be in the first position. Don't forget to conjugate the verb. At the end of the sentence, you will find the Partizip zwei of the verb. Now let's look at an example mit trennbaren Verben. In the present tense, the sentence looks like this. Tanja ruft ihren Freund an. In the second position is the verb, and the prefix is at the end. Now the sentence in perfect. Tanja hat ihren Freund angerufen. Here also, we will have the helping verb in the second position. Das trennbare Verb will go at the end, but in the Partizip zwei form. Do notice that a Partizip zwei of trennbare Verben is formed differently. What happens when we have a modal verb in the sentence? Ich bin krank. Ich muss zum Arzt gehen. In past tense, you would say, ich war krank. Ich musste zum Arzt gehen. In this case, the modal verb is in the second position, and musste is the preteritum form of the modal verb. This is because whenever a modal verb is there, you generally use its preteritum form and not perfect. And since the sentence has a modal verb, the other verb will be in infinitive placed at the end. You will be learning the preteritum for Modalverben in Art 2. So how do you use perfect? You use haben and sein as a helping verb in the second position, plus Partizip zwei of the main verb, which is placed at the end of the sentence. So here is a list of words and their perfect form that we have done in this lesson. Essen, hat gegessen. Fahren, ist gefahren. Spielen, hat gespielt. Studieren, hat studiert. Machen, hat gemacht. Anrufen, hat angerufen. To practice what you have learned today, you can download a free worksheet from our Patreon page. You can also support our work on Patreon, Ko-fi, directly through PayPal, by becoming a YouTube member, or at buymeacoffee.com and gain access to over 100 extra vocabulary and grammar-related documents, exercises, and language exams. You can find these options in the description below. Thank you. See you soon in the next lesson. Tschüss. Auf Wiedersehen.